The deadliest apex predator. The huge chamber was silent except for the soft, low hum of the Galactic Council's energy shields. Hundreds of alien delegates filled the massive hall, their faces locked in disbelief. At the center, under the harsh white lights, stood the creature, Varak, the deadliest apex predator known in the galaxy. Its massive form was covered in thick, shimmering scales that shifted color like liquid metal. Its eyes, sharp, piercing, intelligent, scanned the crowd with quiet menace. Sharp claws dug slightly into the metal floor, a warning to anyone who dared get close. No one had ever come near Varak without paying a deadly price. It was the ultimate hunter, a creature feared across star systems. Yet here in this grand hall, Varak did not roar or attack. It remained still, calm, almost curious. And then a human stepped forward. Captain Alex Morgan. The hall gasped. Alex was small compared to Varak, a lone figure in a dark, worn-out exploration suit. His eyes, calm but fierce, met the predators. Slowly, carefully, he reached out his hand. Alien delegates watched in horror and disbelief as Alex's fingers brushed the shining scales on Varak's massive snout. The creature did not move. Alex's hand stayed there, stroking gently, as if petting a loyal dog. Murmurs grew into shocked whispers, then angry calls. The Galactic Council's chief delegate banged his gavel. "Stop this madness!" he shouted, voice echoing through the chamber, but Alex stayed still, calm, focused. "I'm not here to harm," he said, voice steady but soft. "Varak trusts me." No one believed it. A human defying the deadliest predator. It was unthinkable. The tension was thick, heavy like the gravity of a collapsing star. Then, without warning, Varak lowered its great head and pressed it into Alex's hand. A stunned silence fell. The predator was letting a human touch it. Captain Morgan looked into the crowd. "You don't understand," he said. "This is not a beast to be feared without reason. There is more to Varak than you see." The Galactic Council exchanged glances, their expressions darkening with suspicion. Suddenly, alarms blared through the chamber. Red lights flashed. "Security breach," a voice announced. Alex released Varak and stepped back as guards rushed forward. "Enough," said the chief delegate, voice cold and firm. "Captain Morgan, explain yourself. How do you know this creature? What do you want from the Council?" Alex didn't hesitate. "I want to show you the truth. But you must listen first. Varak is not just a predator, he is a guardian, and his story is tied to all of us." The council murmured uneasily. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of every eye on him, and then, with quiet strength, he began to speak. The council chamber's bright light softened slightly as Alex's voice echoed across the hall. 2 years ago, I was assigned to explore the uncharted borders of the Zeta Expanse, he said. My crew and I discovered a hidden planet, rich with strange life forms, and one of them was Varak. Gasps ran through the room. Most had heard rumors of the planet but never dared approach. "We found Varak trapped in a cage, wounded and confused," Alex continued. "Not as a savage monster, but as a being in pain. Over time, I earned his trust. I learned to communicate with him, not through words, but through patience and respect." A hand raised among the delegates. "You expect us to believe a human? You tamed the deadliest creature in the galaxy." The question was sharp. Alex nodded. "Not tamed, understood. We share a bond deeper than fear." He paused, looking at Varak's calm eyes. "This predator once protected an ancient secret, one that the Council has tried to hide for decades." Shock spread like wildfire. The chief delegate's eyes narrowed. "You accuse the Council of hiding secrets?" Alex's gaze didn't waver. "I do, and if you don't believe me now, I will prove it, but you must trust me." Laughter broke out among some delegates, disbelief mingling with nervous tension. "Trust a human? You should arrest him," A voice hissed. Alex raised a hand, commanding, "Silence. I ask for one chance, one meeting off the record, just me, Varrock, and the council leaders. Let me show you what I've discovered, then decide." The chief delegate stared long and hard. Finally, with a reluctant nod, he agreed. "Very well, Captain. But one mistake and you will pay." Alex bowed his head in respect. As the delegates began to disperse, Alex took a slow step toward Varrock. The Predator's scales glimmered in the dim light, eyes calm but alert. "You did well today," Alex whispered. "They don't understand yet, but soon they will." Varrock rumbled low, a sound almost like a growl of approval. The moment was brief. Security teams sealed the chamber. Alex knew the road ahead would be dangerous, but for the first time, he felt hope, because sometimes, to change the galaxy, a human has to dare the impossible. The council chamber emptied fast, whispers following in their wake. "What kind of human is this?" One delegate murmured. "Dangerous," another said, "and reckless." But no one could deny it. Alex Morgan had just rewritten what they thought they knew, and the story was only beginning. The human and the beast. The heavy doors of the Galactic Council's chamber closed behind the last delegates, leaving the vast hall empty, except for a few lingering security personnel. Captain Alex Morgan stood alone, eyes still locked on the empty space where Varrock had been moments before. The creature wasn't here now, taken back to its containment zone deep beneath the Council's orbital station. But the echo of that moment, the impossible calm between human and predator, lingered in the air like a challenge. Alex ran a hand through his messy hair, thinking back to the strange path that had brought him here. The beginning of a bond 2 years. Earlier, the Zeta Expanse had seemed like just another forgotten corner of space, a cluster of star systems untouched by most galactic powers, wild and dangerous. Alex and his small crew of explorers were sent to map its uncharted planets, hoping to find new resources and life forms. What they found instead was something no one expected, a small, rocky world shrouded in thick purple fog, silent except for the distant howls of creatures unseen. Among them was Varrock, massive, terrifying, and unlike anything recorded. At first they only saw the scars, deep wounds, broken limbs, a creature trapped in a metal cage covered in strange symbols. It roared with pain and rage, eyes burning. With a fierce intelligence, Alex had never felt fear like that before, but something inside him stirred, not fear, but a strange pull. He was the only one willing to approach. Patience, over power days, turned into weeks. Alex returned daily, bringing food and water, speaking softly, showing no sign of aggression. The crew whispered about madness, but Alex ignored them. Slowly, Varrock's roaring became growls, then low rumbles. Its wild eyes softened when Alex was near. One day, Varrock stopped fighting the cage. Another day, it allowed Alex's hand to rest on its snout. That was the beginning. Through countless hours of quiet trust, Alex discovered the predator was more than a beast. It was intelligent, curious, and deeply lonely, the mystery of Varrock. But the questions never stopped. Why was Varrock trapped here? Who had put it in the cage? And what was the meaning of the strange symbols etched into its metal? Prison. Alex's search for answers led him to ancient alien ruins hidden under the planet's surface. Cracked walls covered in star maps, strange writings and warnings. He uncovered evidence of a lost civilization that had engineered Varrock as a guardian, designed to protect something powerful, something dangerous. But the secret had been lost. In time. Back to the Council now, standing in the heart of the galaxy's most powerful meeting place, Alex felt the weight of his discovery. The Council had reasons to keep this hidden. Some factions feared Varrock's existence, others wanted to control it, and Alex knew they were already plotting to capture the Predator again, to silence him and bury the truth. He had to act fast. Alien politics and suspicion, news of the incident, spread quickly. Delegates whispered in dark corners, casting suspicious glances at Alex. Some called him reckless, dangerous. Others secretly admired his courage. The chief delegate summoned Alex to a private meeting. Captain Morgan, the elder alien began, voice cold and measured. Your actions have shaken the council, but you must understand, we cannot allow instability. What proof do you have that this creature is anything but a threat? Alex pulled out a small data pad, flicking it on to reveal holographic images and recordings of the planet, the ruins, and Varak's behavior. This predator is more than a hunter. It's a protector. The secrets it guards could change everything. We know about our history and our future. The elder's eyes narrowed. You tread on dangerous ground, human. A secret mission. The council didn't trust Alex, but some members saw value in his discovery. A covert group was formed, inviting Alex to lead a mission back to the planet, to retrieve the ancient data and prove Varak's true nature. But the conditions were strict. No one outside the group could know, and failure meant exile, or worse. Alex accepted. The emotional struggle as preparations began. Alex felt the loneliness of his path. His crew was small, but loyal. They shared his belief that humans, with their courage and empathy, could bring new understanding to the galaxy. Alex's mind often returned to Varak, the creature who had trusted him. I won't let them hurt you, he whispered to himself. The cliffhanger, as the mission ship prepared to jump into hyperspace, a shadow moved in the council's dark corridors. One of Alex's closest allies was not what they seemed. A secret message flashed across Alex's comm. Beware the one you trust. Most, his heart skipped. The hunt for the truth was only beginning. The capture and escape, the quiet hum of the council's orbital station, was broken by a sudden blast of alarms. Red lights flashed urgently down the long corridors, casting sharp shadows on the metallic walls. Security teams scrambled in swift formation, their armored suits clanking as they moved. Somewhere deep below the station, in a reinforced containment chamber, Varak stirred. The capture plan. The council had made its decision. Varak was too dangerous to roam free, no matter the bond Alex Morgan claimed to have. Orders came from the highest levels. The predator had to be captured and secured, once and for all. Alex was summoned immediately. You cannot protect it forever, Captain, the chief delegate said, voice low but firm. We will take Varak for study and control. Your cooperation is expected. Alex's jaw tightened. You don't understand what you're dealing with. Varak is not a simple creature. You risk everything if you try to trap him. The delegate's eyes glittered. That's a risk we are willing to take. The ambush. The operation was swift. Armed with energy nets and tranquilizer darts, the security team moved into Varak's containment zone. Alex was there, watching tensely as they activated the chamber's force fields. Varak lay in the center, calm but alert, eyes tracking every movement. When the first net flew through the air, the predator reacted with terrifying speed. It leapt up, muscles rippling under metallic scales, claws slashing through the air. Chaos erupted. Alex's intervention. Alex sprang forward, yelling, "Stop! Wait!" His voice cut through the shouts and growls. Varak hesitated, turning its massive head toward Alex. The predator's eyes showed confusion, a question almost. Alex raised his hand slowly. "Trust me," he said. Step by step, he moved closer to Varak. Ignoring the angry glares of the guards, his hand reached out again, stroking the shimmering scales. The chamber fell silent. The mysterious abilities. But this time, something was different. As Alex touched Varak, a strange energy pulsed between them. The scales beneath his hand glowed faintly, and the air thickened with power. Varak's eyes gleamed brighter, and a low rumble vibrated through the floor. The predator's roar shattered the silence, but instead of attacking, it sent a shockwave that knocked guards off their feet. Alex barely held on. Feeling a surge of raw force, a hidden intelligence, Alex realized then that Varrock was more than a wild beast. The predator seemed to respond not just to trust, but to some deeper connection, a mental bond that went beyond simple communication. As the security forces regrouped, Alex caught sight of a strange symbol glowing faintly on Varrock's scales, a symbol matching those from the ruins he had discovered. The creature wasn't just guarding a secret. It was the secret, the escape. The shockwave created a moment of chaos. Using the confusion, Varrock leapt toward the containment chamber's walls and shattered a section with its claws. Alex shouted, "Follow me! We have to get out!" With surprising speed, the predator and Alex raced through the corridors, pursued by angry guards. The chase was tense, each moment filled with near misses and close calls. Trust-tested Alex knew the station well, and with Varrock's help, they avoided traps and security lockdowns. Still, every step forward raised the question, could the predator really be trusted? At one point, they reached a narrow bridge spanning a vast void. Varrock hesitated, muscles tensing. Alex looked into the predator's eyes. "We have to jump." Without warning, Varrock sprang forward, landing safely on the other side. Alex followed, heart pounding. The revelation, once away from immediate danger, Alex activated his communicator. "Varrock, you're more than a beast. You're a guardian, a key to something bigger." The predator growled softly, then nudged a hidden panel on the wall. A secret compartment opened, revealing ancient data crystals. Alex's eyes widened. These contain the knowledge from the lost civilization. The truth the Council fears. Blame and betrayal. The Council's response was swift and harsh. Alex was branded a traitor. The hunt for him and Varrock became galaxy-wide. Worse, Alex's closest allies were questioned. Some turned away, afraid of the consequences. Others whispered of betrayal. A shadow loomed large over the mission. The cliffhanger one night, as Alex reviewed the data crystals in the dim light of his ship, a message blinked on his comm. "They're coming. You can't trust anyone." A familiar voice, but one that Alex had counted on. His heart sank. The hunt was no longer just for the predator. It was for him. Shadows of betrayal. Captain Alex Morgan's ship hummed quietly as it drifted just beyond the outer edge of the Galactic Council's patrol routes. The dark void of space stretched endlessly outside the viewport, a silent reminder that in this vast galaxy, trust was as rare as a true friend. Alex sat hunched over the ancient data, crystals he'd risked everything to recover. They were small, but held secrets powerful enough to shake the foundations of the Council itself. Beside him, Varrock rested, his great shimmering form curled low but alert, eyes occasionally scanning the dark. The weight of isolation since escaping. The Council's grasp, Alex had lost almost everyone he had trusted. His crew had scattered, scared by the ruthless manhunt unleashed on them. Even some of his closest allies had disappeared, or worse, turned against him. The message from before echoed in his mind. "They're coming. You can't trust anyone." Alex's fingers trembled as he replayed the words. Who could it be? Who had betrayed him? An unexpected visitor. The ship's sensors beeped suddenly, breaking the silence. Alex jumped to the controls, scanning the nearby space. A small vessel approached fast, but its signature was not hostile. A voice came over the "Come calm but cautious. Captain Morgan, this is Leah from the Coalition of Free Worlds. We want to help." Alex narrowed his eyes. The Coalition was a loose alliance opposing the Council's control, but their motives were often unclear. "Why should I trust you?" Alex asked. "Because we've been watching," Leah replied. "And we know the Council's secrets are bigger than you think." The truth behind the Council, Leah's ship docked, and Alex allowed her aboard. She was sharp-eyed, confident, and unlike anyone Alex had met in the polished halls of the Council. "I've seen the files," she said, gesturing to the data crystals. The Council is hiding an ancient power, something they want to control by any means, Alex nodded. That's what Varak is guarding. But what exactly is this power? Leah's expression grew serious. A source of energy capable of changing the balance of the entire galaxy. The lost civilization built it, then vanished. Varak was created to protect it. The betrayer revealed before Alex could ask more. The ship's alarms blared. Boarding party incoming. Leah shouted. Alex and Leah grabbed weapons as the ship shook violently. They fought side by side, pushing back the attackers. In the chaos, Alex caught a glimpse of a familiar face. Dr. Wren, his trusted scientist and friend. How could you? Alex gasped. Dr. Wren sneered. The Council pays well for loyalty. The sting of betrayal, Doctor. Wren fought fiercely, but Alex's shock gave him an opening. We trusted you, Alex said, struggling to keep Dr. Wren back. Trust? In the Council's game? You're naive, Wren spat. The fight ended with Wren forced to retreat. But the damage was done. Alex realized that no one was safe, not even those closest to him. New alliances. With Wren gone, Alex and Leah formed a fragile alliance. They knew their mission was bigger than personal betrayal. We need to unlock what's in these crystals, Leah said, pointing to the ancient symbols. Alex nodded. And protect Varak. Without him, we lose everything. The Predator stirred, eyes glowing softly. The secret chamber, using the information from the crystals, Alex and Leah set course for the lost civilization's hidden planet, a place of ruins and danger, untouched for millennia. They landed amid cracked pillars and faded carvings. The air thick with mystery. As they explored, they uncovered a massive chamber beneath the surface. In the center, a glowing core pulsed with an energy unlike anything they had seen. A warning. From the past, ancient writings on the walls told a story. The civilization had created this power to protect life itself, but warned that greed and fear could destroy everything. Alex felt the weight of their words. The power wasn't just a weapon. It was a responsibility. Cliffhanger. The Council strikes back as. They studied the chamber. Alarms rang out again. The Council's forces had tracked them down. Outside, ships blocked the sky. Alex looked at Leah, determination blazing in his eyes. This isn't over, he said. Varak growled low, ready to defend. The battle for the galaxy's future was about to begin. The battle for the ancient power. The glow of the ancient chamber lit the faces of Alex Morgan, Leah, and Varak as the Council's fleet descended overhead. Outside the ruined planet's atmosphere, warships darkened the sky, their weapons charged and ready. Alex tightened his grip on his weapon, eyes scanning the horizon. The Council wasn't just after Varak or the secrets anymore. They wanted the power itself, preparing for defense. We don't have much time, Leah said, her voice steady despite the danger. Alex nodded. We need to protect the core. If they take this, it'll be the end of freedom for countless worlds. Varak growled low, stepping protectively toward the glowing energy source. Together, they barricaded entrances and set traps in the ancient corridors. Every shadow held the promise of an ambush. The Council's assault, the first wave of Council troops, teleported into the chamber with blinding light. Armed soldiers in sleek armor advanced with weapons aimed. Alex fired first, his shots echoing off the stone walls. The battle was fierce but quick. Council soldiers were trained and ruthless, but Alex and Leah's knowledge of the ruins gave them an edge. Varak, immense and powerful, tore through the invaders, using claws and tail with deadly precision, but never attacking with unnecessary force. The unexpected ally. Just as the fight seemed to turn in their favor, a new figure appeared from the shadows, a tall alien cloaked in a shimmering robe. Enough, the stranger commanded, voice ringing with authority. Both sides hesitated. The stranger stepped forward and removed the hood, revealing the face of Elder Shara, a respected leader of a neutral faction known for wisdom and diplomacy. "I came to stop this senseless bloodshed," she said. The truth-revealed Elder Shara approached the glowing core, her eyes reflecting the pulsating light. "This power was never meant for conquest," she said quietly. "It belongs to all life, a gift to nurture, not destroy." She turned to Alex and Leah. "You have proven your courage and heart. The Council's desire to control this force will bring ruin." Alex looked at her, hope stirring. "What can we do?" A proposal of unity. Elder Shara raised her hand. "I propose a new galactic pact, one where this power is shared, protected by a united council representing all species, not just the powerful few." The council's soldiers murmured, uncertain and divided. Leah glanced at Alex. "Do you trust her?" Alex nodded slowly. "We don't have many options." The council's reluctant agreement. Back on the council's flagship, a tense meeting took place. Some delegates supported Elder Shara's proposal. Others fiercely opposed it. In the end, a fragile agreement was reached, a temporary truce to discuss the future of the ancient power. But everyone knew the peace was fragile. Varak stepped forward, his glowing eyes meeting the Council's leaders. He growled softly, a clear message. He was the guardian and protector, not a weapon. The Council reluctantly accepted Varak's role as a symbol of the new pact. Alex felt a surge of pride. The bond between human and predator had changed the course of history. The cliffhanger, a new threat. Just as hope seemed to bloom, the chamber trembled. A hidden door deep in the ruins creaked open, revealing a dark corridor leading into the unknown. From the shadows, a chilling voice whispered, "The true test is only beginning." Alex, Leah, and Elder Shara exchanged worried looks. What had they truly uncovered? And what dangers awaited beyond? The true test and the legacy of unity. The dark corridor yawned open before Alex Morgan, Leah, Elder Shara, and Varak. The glowing core's steady pulse seemed to dim as they took hesitant steps forward. Beyond the chamber, a forgotten passage stretched deep into the planet's heart, promising answers or doom. Into the unknown, Alex's pulse quickened. He looked back at Varak, whose glowing eyes reflected quiet strength. "Whatever's waiting, for us, we face it together." The team advanced cautiously, the corridor walls covered in symbols and carvings, warnings or perhaps a history long erased. Leah studied them, whispering translations. "It speaks of a final guardian, one that tests the worthiness of those who seek the power." Alex swallowed hard. "Then we must pass the test, for the galaxy's future." The final guardian. At the corridor's end, a massive chamber unfolded, filled with light and shadow. In the center, a figure emerged, tall, armored in ancient tech, eyes glowing with an eerie blue fire. The final guardian. A voice echoed through the room, cold but calm. "Why do you seek the power of the ancients?" Alex stepped forward. "To protect life, to bring unity, to end the cycle of fear and control." The guardian studied him, then gestured toward a complex device floating. "Between them, to prove your worth, you must face your deepest fears." Facing fear and doubt suddenly, visions flooded Alex's mind, memories of betrayal, loss, and failure. He saw Ren's sneer, the council's hunt, the loneliness of exile. Varak roared, breaking the illusions, his presence grounding Alex. In reality, Leah and Elder Shara faced their own trials, their fears manifesting as shadows. One by one, they confronted doubts that threatened to shatter their resolve. The power of trust. When the visions faded, the Guardian spoke again. You have faced fear and chose trust. Only together can you wield this power. The glowing device transformed into a radiant crystal, pulsing with energy. Alex reached out and took it, feeling warmth and strength flow through him. A new dawn. For the galaxy returning to the surface, Alex, Leah, Elder Shara and Varrock faced the gathered council and allies. Alex raised the crystal high. This power belongs to all, guarded by unity and respect. We must build a future where fear no longer divides us. Murmurs of agreement spread. The Galactic Pact was reborn, stronger, fairer, built on trust between species and peoples. Varrock's gift Varrock stepped forward, his voice a deep rumble. Only a few could understand. He spoke of balance, respect for life, and the strength found in unexpected bonds. His friendship with Alex became a symbol, proof that even the deadliest predator could be a guardian, and humanity's spirit was one of courage and hope. The lesson in the quiet that followed, Alex reflected on everything. The galaxy was vast and filled with dangers. But the greatest power lay not in weapons or technology, but in trust, unity and understanding. Humanity's true strength was its ability to connect, to face fears, and to dare the impossible. Epilogue. A galaxy. Changed years later, the Galactic Council was no longer a distant, cold force, but a diverse assembly where voices from all worlds were heard. Alex and Varrock continued their journey, explorers, guardians, and friends, symbols of hope in a universe finally ready to embrace its shared destiny. And the ancient power? It remained a beacon, a reminder that the future was in the hands of those brave enough to choose unity over fear. The end.